What have you learned with your time on Reddit? If you aren't one of the first comments in a rapidly growing thread, you could put the COVID-19 cure in there and no one would see it. Sort by rising. Edit. On iOS, on the official app, in the home feed, Aka. Subscribed subs, I can sort by rising. Also how I got this comment so highly upvoted BTW. Pretty much. I sort by rising, before going to bed put a few comments. When I wake up I get to respond to the replies. Pretty sweet. And a wrong/misleading comment can get thousands of upvotes and stay in top, even after it was proven wrong with facts. Carbon monoxide poisoning is no joke. You keep finding sticky notes inside your house too. I appreciate this reference. That my family is amazing, and I'm very lucky to have them. Like never before, I'm super grateful for my parents and my in-laws. Your families are nuts. First positive one I've read in this thread. Given how much time we all spend on here, we can't half be critical of it. Good on you seeing the positives. That you can't post an unpopular opinion on /r/unpopular opinion because it is for popular opinions. People upvote things they agree with most of the time. Same goes for Amethysol. The logical posts get upvoted, while the actual arseholes are downvoted. That subreddit is probably the most perfect for sorting by controversial. People are really defensive over small things on Reddit. I once commented a story about how I accidentally stabbed myself in the leg with an X-Acto knife and had to drive myself to the hospital to get stitches. In retrospect I probably should have called an ambulance, but it all worked out, and this guy kept arguing with me about how I must have been making it up because why would I need to get stitches for that? I'm like, well my dude, I couldn't get it to stop bleeding, and I had a pool of blood on my living room carpet, and when I went to the ER they had to do stitches inside the cut and on top, so I don't know what to tell you. He was very angry and adamant that this couldn't have happened the way I told it. It was such a bizarre thing for him to be pushing back on me about. Sometimes folks get so stuck into the r/thathappened mindset of everyone is a fucking attention whore lying bastard that they can't really fathom somebody actually having a thing happen to them. I once got someone pissed off at me because I said I like dogs more than cats. They then called me about every name in the book and went on a tangent about how I was wrong lol. I once posted a falafel recipe when someone asked for recipes that used chickpeas. Turns out I posted a recipe that was different than some random redditor's grandma's recipe, and that was totally unacceptable and racist of me. Oh well. That Reddit is not at all representative of the greater population. It doesn't accurately reflect the world's population in either opinions, class or racial makeup, or age. Considering Reddit commenters make up only 1% of Reddit users overall, it's a very not representative sample of even Reddit itself. Is that true? Do not share your opinion if it's unpopular. It's not just that either. You can't be like, orange is my favorite color. Because then someone will be like, so you're saying that every other color sucks. But then you have to be like, that's not what I said. There are a lot of people on here who turn shit around or assume you mean one thing because you didn't specifically say that you didn't mean that one thing. It makes it really hard to have a legitimate debate/discussion when everyone assumes they know what you are trying to say and you spend more time trying to defend what you didn't say. I don't know if that makes sense. And some people enjoy being and lurking around every corner of conflict and putting others down. Like, you can disagree with someone or introduce a different POV without insulting someone. Common courtesy shouldn't disappear just because you're behind a screen. Somebody called me mentally ill for having a specific opinion on something in the Halo franchise. He was really mean right out the gate, didn't even try to explain his opinions or anything, just straight up vitriol. It's never worth it to interact with these kind of people. Just like in the outside world, there will be good people and there will be bad people. Choose your interactions with the right group and you will enjoy your time. I'll learn there are a lot of people out there that I thought didn't actually exist, because how could they? Nobody thinks like that, right? That very much exist. Pick your battles. Many battles aren't worth fighting. With your wife, who's otherwise great, with your boss, who knows something is stupid, but has to do what he's told, with a cranky toddler who only wants to wear purple today. Conversely, don't be a doormat. Some battles are worth fighting. Some battles are worth fighting, even if you think you'll lose. Try to find your own principles, and let them guide your judgment. That circumcision and tipping in restaurants will get everyone's Jimmy's rustled faster than I've ever seen Jimmy's rustled in my life. Don't speak your opinion on a touchy subject, unless you don't mind getting downvoted. There's a lot of real humans here. Many of whom have the same struggles, hopes and fears as me. Even more are willing to help, if you ask. The internet can sometimes be kind. This might be opposite of the direction of what many will post, but that words matter. I started during grad school posting comments that started with astronomer here. When I had something astronomical to say, just to share cool facts I thought others might be interested in too. And it turns out others were. I've given out career advice to many about various STEM fields, but astronomy in particular, and now run into students sometimes at conferences or starting grad school who tell me those comments are what got them hooked onto pursuing a career in science. I'm so touched every time that random little posts I jot off while waiting for my code to run can have such a huge effect on the lives of others. And makes me happy to know that, even if I don't have much lasting impact in my own career, I've started a few others inadvertently, and that's got to count for something. The poop knife, the man who never heard of potatoes, the kid who had sex with his mom for years and didn't see a problem with it, and staircases in the woods. 10/10ths would recommend. Edit. People were asking for the links, so here's what I could find. Poop knife, original was deleted. This is a copy pasta. Link. Potato story. Link. Staircases in woods. Link. Mythifica. Link. People upvote posts only if they find them funny or if they agree, even when said posts don't fit the sub they're in, like in r/pics or r/madlads. There are endless ways to get rickrolled. The higher the karma, the lower the social life. You can find anything you want on here. Into poop porn. They got. Looking for a place to talk about your shitty family. No problem. It's crazy how much there is here. That a lot of people think that, just because they read an article somewhere once, they're an expert on that topic. A lot of people on this forum are very ignorantly uninformed. Not to allow myself to get carried away with other people's way of thinking or negativeness. Not because Reddit is a wonderful place that actively seeks to teach you that, but after a while of browsing here, specifically my country's subreddit, I noticed I started picking up on the average user's mindset, that is complaining about everything, becoming overly cynical and bitter about whatever I don't like. People are a lot nicer and have stopped me from killing myself today. I look at the rope beside me every day and say, not today, strangers have hope for me. I can argue with a person in the comments, and sometimes Reddit just gives a tap out and say you have been doing that a lot. Reply after 6 minutes. I like it. Gives me time to write a whole para. That there are a lot of people on here that are more toxic than I first imagined. If you try to answer a question that gives a legitimate answer with resources, people will downvote you anyway. I guess I was hoping Reddit wouldn't be an echo chamber, but I guess not. Might just go back to not commenting and watching r/idiot sinkers after having a stressful drive driving home. That putting Reddit at the end of a Google search will give you usually more useful results. That AskReddit questions always get way less upvotes than people replying to them. Not even because people don't like it, just because they forget to upvote the original post while being focused on those juicy comments. Similar things could be said about threads with polls. That I'm not alone in my issues. That 5-paragraph graded papers were so difficult in school, but I can type a 9-paragraph comment about why a stranger on the internet is wrong and should feel bad, and use sources to back my shit up like it's nothing. The power of mob mentality. That there are lots of people who find the same things funny, sad, annoying, interesting, adorable, wholesome and downright incredulous as me. That there are good, bad, and crazy people in every corner of every country of the world, and that posting gushy comments late at night, when I've had a bit too much to drink, makes me happy. Reddit is much more fun when you come back to it after 10 months being inactive and in no communities. Do your research before asking for help. People don't tend to have the patience for stupid questions. Me and my karma had to learn the hard way.